All right, Cudi session 8. So he's talking about the song The Pursuit of Happiness that we all love. And he has this line that says, I was trying to write about the recklessness of being young and looking for happiness in drugs and alcohol. I was thinking about all of the bad decisions a kid can make in the hunt for joy. And he goes on to talk about that he had no idea how much joy that the song would bring. And then it led to like the remix, and he kind of wasn't like pleased with it at first because he made it in like a very dark time. It's a very dark song when you really think about it and learn more about it. And then he eventually kind of grew to realize that if it does bring people joy, then that makes me happy. So like, kind of like if it makes them happy, it makes me happy. And it's just interesting to me how you can have like one approach and like in your head, you're like kind of set on something and like you create it. And then someone can take it like completely different. It could be the complete opposite in their brain. So it's just kind of interesting to me how like people perceive things differently. And then a lot of what I read today was about him talking about just like his addiction to cocaine. He has this moment where him and his girl break up and he goes to visit her, and then he starts like banging on the door, trying to basically make his way in. The neighbors call the cops on him, and he basically realized, I have a kid now, like I got to get my shit together. I have a bad habit with cocaine. And he talks about the Mr. Rager video, and he says, I didn't feel like I was going to make it at all. I felt like the devil was on my ass and he wouldn't stop until he had my soul. And it goes on to me thinking, like he mentioned that he had everything he wants to and he was envisioning such a great life, and he thought he didn't really come for money. So he thought, once I get the money, once I get all the success, everything's going to fall into place. And it goes on to that typical, like, does money buy you happiness? And it's so interesting to me because I felt like I was one of those that fell into like yeah, it for sure does. But as I've gone older, I realized that, yes, it definitely brings you perks. Like if your family's in the hospital, you're able to pay for the bills. So it does give you like a lot of perks, but it doesn't make you like necessarily happy. It'll provide a lot for you and give you a lot that you wouldn't have if you didn't have money. But I don't think like a genuine happiness comes from it. So it's just an interesting concept to think about, how someone basically manifesting to be an artist and be like around all these famous people and collab with them and work alongside them and have all this like fame and whatnot, and they're just as happy, basically not as happy as they were before. It's just crazy.